Hi, everybody. Our team is composed by Andres Felipe Baez Aponte, Christian Chan Gomez Ortega, Daniel Andres Cruz Mejia. So for the signature SCADA and industrial controllers, today we are going to show how is the logic for the synth buffer station from IO Factory for the program IO Factory. So as we can see in the IO Factory, we have the synth buffer station. First of all, we are going to see how is the overall functioning of this scene. As we can see, we have two conveyor belts, three sensors, one control panel, where we can find three buttons. The green one is associated to the green light, and it allows us to start the process. The yellow one has associated the yellow light, and it allows us to restart the process. And the last one is the red one, which has associated the red light, and it allows us to stop the process. Also, we have one display, which shows the number of the package that are processed correctly when they pass through the first sensor. Well, the basic idea of the performance of these scenes is that at the beginning of the buffer conveyor, we have some package moving across it. And when the first box passed through the line of the second sensor, the sensor changed its state from 1 to 0. As soon as the first box has passed completely, the sensor returns to its initial state. So at this moment, we have this first box is over the exit conveyor, and the second box is moving toward the second sensor. As soon as this sensor detects the second box, the stop blade comes up and the buffer conveyor stops. So right now, the first box is moving to the final of the exit conveyor, where there is located the 3 sensor. When this sensor detects the box, the stop blade comes down and the buffer conveyor starts to move again. To this process is repeated like a loop. If we want, we just press the button reset and stop. So right now we are going to analyze the logic that allows us to this performance runs in a good way. So we have this software that is called Stereo 5000. So in the 0 line, we have the logic for the start button. That is very simple. It's just a contact normally closed, and if we press it, we unlatch the coils. So in the first line, we have the logic for the light, for the stop light. That is the same. If we just push the button and we launch coiled, that's the way that it works. So in the second line, we have the logic for the start button is the same. The function of this button is to launch the coils that represents the conveyor belts, the 2 conveyor belts. So in the 3 lines, we have the logic as the same as the stop button for the start light is the same. So in the 4th line, we have the logic for the reset button, and this button allows us to unlatch the stop blade. So in the IO factory, the stop blade comes down and also restart the counters. In the 5th line, we have the logic for the light of the reset button. It is the same of the buttons before. In the 6th line, we have the counter that allows us to count the number of packages that are processed correctly in the conveyor in the buffer conveyor, the first conveyor belt. So in the 7th line, we have the counter that help us that allows that in the exit conveyor, there is just one box at the time. In the 8th and 9th lines, we have the logic for that. If we have in the second band one package in the first the buffer conveyor stopped and the stop blade comes up. So in the 10 line, we have the the logic for when the package is in the exit conveyor and it comes to the final of this this conveyor, the sensor detected and the stop blade comes down and the buffer conveyor start again. So it allows that the next box pass through this conveyor. And in the last line, we have the logic for the restart the counters, and we repeat the process again.
From this work, we can conclude that in the first place, it's really important to know all the signals involved in the process to control, as their normal behavior is the base to define the programmation logic to control the process. And in the second place, the use of simulation tools such as this logical twin is truly valuable not only to better understand the PLC programming process, but to have more realistic expectations over the real planned behavior after downloading the PLC program. Thanks a lot for your attention.